Alright, let's do this. Another day of the Machine. Ooh, good start. Okay. 47 downs. Was that Shatter Blast that activated?
Team, got another exfil window.
Still no mule kick. Cool.
Machine going out. Portable meat pile fracked. Not enough point. That was fucking funny. Assaulting with War Machine. Smells like burnt shit. Drop them.
Great start. Love to see it.
Decoys out. Who's next? Molotov going out.
Window closed.
Fuck me. Jesus.
That's a kill.
Any armor?
Undead asshole. Throw a decoy.
Great start. Just going right into a down. I mean, I guess I can afford to do it. $414 salvage. Lovely.
Threat neutralized. I ain't even close to done. One less zombie. You're welcome. I'm an impatient son of a bitch. War Machine going out. Can't kill me.
Where are those megatons? Oh, there's one. And there's the other. Nice. Very nice. Love to see it. Good job, me. I'm awesome. This is the first megaton round where I haven't died in a while. How's it going, Coleman? Oh, hold on. You're not dead? I wasn't worried that you were. You had a long day at work? Oh, so average. Are you excited that we move in 10 days? Because I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't think I am fully comprehending how soon it is. It has been so long since I have not been in school that, like, I'm not processing that I'm actually finally going back for real this time. Yeah, it depends how much planning. It depends what you are trying to plan. Because if you're trying to plan, like, you know, how we're gonna set up the suite, I think the only thing we need to discuss is a fridge.
Prepping war machine.
And it's really a question of, do you have a fridge or do you want me to go out and buy an extra fridge? And I'm fine with either.
Decoys live.
Oh my god. Can we not, please?
Well, I'm an efficient son of a bitch. Decoy going out.
But we also have to talk about, like, you know, how we want to plan stuff going into that first week. You know, we want to be hosting some type of hangout, like, right off the bat. So we got to figure out, you know, who's gonna be in. Well, in theory, everyone should be invited, but, like, you know, who's gonna be coming? What do we want to do?
Fucking funny.
How do we want to go about advertising it?
Enemy down.
Okay. Why am I being overrun?
There's a reason they call me a fucking legend. Now stay dead. Well, I'm an efficient son of a bitch. Utilizing war
I think it should be fun. I think something about being at leadership camp and being the only saxophone just sounds cool to me. Yeah, that's just me, but, like, I'm just excited to do things. And more importantly, to remake a name for myself. So a lot of people either don't remember me or don't know I exist. Maybe some people think I died. Oh, that'd be cool. Not dying, but, like, 80% is still enough. Also, clarify something for me. I read that schedule. And it says that the regular rehearsals, like, after actual band camp starts, he sent out a rough schedule. It wasn't like a daily schedule, it was more like alright, Monday through Friday it will be roughly this time to this time. You know, including meals. That's all it said. Like, it said what day everyone moves in, and it said what's kind of going on each day, and it was like, yeah, Friday's convocation. Didn't say anything about rehearsals, but it was like, Friday's convocation, Saturday's this, whatever. And it said
Prepping war machine.
Monday through Friday until 10 p.m. And I was like, I don't like the sound of until 10 p.m. because the one in the member folder? Yeah, that one. I don't like the sound of until 10 p.m. for two very specific reasons. For one, 2 years ago, like SOSB 13, when we were going into
Assaulting with war machine.
is that 3 years ago? When we were going into SOSB 14, now we're going into 16. 2 years ago, Stalric gave us this whole speech, and he was like, rehearsal should never end later than 8 p.m., because that's ridiculous. And I will be upset if he goes back on that, because for one, it's just a longer day. 12 hours versus 10 hours actually makes a big difference. And for two, it means that there is much less time to hang out. When we got out of rehearsal at 8 p.m., it made it very, you know, last band camp, it made it very easy to go have alto hangouts. Because I'd be like, all right, you guys can stay until midnight. Most, you know, and the commuters who had to go home, they leave a little early. But everyone goes back to their dorms at midnight. We have 4 hours to hang out every night. We sleep until 9. We don't have to be at rehearsal until 10 a.m. So, like, we're still getting plenty of sleep, you know. That was then, this is now. That was one band camp ago. And it's a big deal if he's going to extend rehearsals like that. But now, getting out at 10 p.m., we have like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to hang out. It makes a big difference. Hanging out for 4 hours versus hanging out for 2 hours is different. It's not like that for leadership camp, at least. But, like, I think I know kind of how I'm going to go about advertising it during leadership camp, because I want everyone to be invited. I think what we should do is, when we have dinner that first day, like when we move in, I'm pretty sure, at least, you know, how it was last time is, the first day, we have all morning to move in. Our first kind of rehearsal / meeting is at 2. And we did and like that first meeting was both a rehearsal. We did rehearse with just the leadership, and he was kind of like, all right, let's play through some of the halftime stuff so you guys can get a feel for what we're gonna be doing. And it was also a meeting to discuss like your role in the leadership team. We had a fucking hour-long lecture from somebody from CPO. Out from 6 until 8? That's fine. I think, oh wait, that might be during dinner. Is your final's online, right? You're gonna be in the dorm? So that's fine, because for one, if you need, I can bring you food. Because, so that first thing went from, and that's on the Thursday. How's it going, Scary? That first thing went from like 2 to 6. And then the first day we were done at 6. I can't remember what the schedule said exactly. And then the second day, the second and third days when we had a full day, 10 to 8. And we did like our block of 3. Unless there's Wi-Fi inside the stadium. We won't be in the stadium. We will likely be indoors. It will be the first day. The last time I was there, the first day was a playing rehearsal only. And it was in a lecture hall. And we were not outside on the first day. You remember me? It's been a long time. Of course I remember you. I mean, it's been a long time since I've streamed, but I remember most of my viewers. I've been busy, but I'm having fun with this game, and I have 10 days left to play it.
Utilizing war machine.
Which, you know, what the fuck? That's annoying.
One less zombie.
I was here last time I played Barry. Oh, so it has been quite a while. That was a decent amount of time ago. What am I doing? Schedule says you run until 8 p.m. on the Thursday. Does that include meals, or is the meal after 8 p.m.? I think that includes meals. So really, it might be something like 2 to 5, hour and a half for lunch, and then like another hour. So it'll probably be pretty chill. But I think my rough plan is literally like, it's going to be a very small group of us. We might all be eating together. And while I'm at dinner, I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm hosting a hangout tonight. I want you all there. And I'm just going to sit them down and say, all right, serious talk. I don't want this band to be cliquey. I don't want this band to be divided by sections. Especially Drumline and Color Guard. Drumline and Color Guard are not feeling zombies that much, ATM, more Valorant. I haven't been playing Valorant, but Cold War Zombies is growing on me a bit. Just a bit. Yeah, that's fine. So, no, but I'm going to, sit everyone down at dinner and be like, listen, this is what I want, and I need you all to help me, especially Drumline and Color Guard. Drumline and Color Guard are always alienated, but if we can get, and I'm friends with Lily and Joey, so that's already going to be easy. But if we get, like, Eric and Adina to come to those hangouts, suddenly we might be able to get rid of that Color Guard divide, and that'll be a huge step forward. But I'm looking at a bare minimum to have the first night hangout be me, you, and everyone's invited. But I'm looking for a bare minimum to show up, whether people want to come or not. I would like me, you, Sam, all the clarinets, honestly. Will, if he's there. All Color Guard, all Drumline, including Yaj. All trumpet, fucking everyone, I'm not going to exclude. But like, if we get Color Guard and Drumline and all the woodwinds, that'll be a great start.
Welcome to the future. I'm going out.
Ah. But like, and I'm thinking that first night, it doesn't have to be anything, crazy. Obviously, we're not throwing a party. But, I want to sit down and be like, listen, Stolaric's not here. This isn't a band-sponsored thing. I just want to hang out with you guys. And let's become friends. It's not like a... I don't want it to be like a team building exercise, and we're gonna do plenty of that, I hope. I want it to just be like a genuine hangout. And we can play some Smash, we can play some Jackbox games, that might be fun. But just like, talk to each other and be like, alright, real talk. Let's get to know each other.
Utilizing War Machine.
And it's not about anything official. That was a good round. I mean, wait, 22 minutes, and I've gone through 7 rounds? I'm playing faster than yesterday. What the hell? Why is that the case? Was I just playing shit yesterday, or am I playing really well right now? 3 minutes a round. That means I should be at 300 in an hour, give or take. That also includes some play count rounds, so yeah, probably under an hour.
Consulting with War Machine. Utilizing War Machine.
Thank you for ignoring all my auto aim and all my shots.
War Machine going out. Everyone, you fuck. Enemy down.
But yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. And I think, you know, I just gotta work my charm and do what I do. But it should be good. Get that established early on, and then suddenly when everyone else starts moving in, now I want to have more of a blend between sections. I don't want it to be very divided, which is what it really used to be. And you know, sections should have their traditions. Sections should have their fun, but we can do more to kind of make it one band. Jordan's a simple. How's it going? Wait a minute. My section's tradition is being antisocial? How about I squash that? Jordan's are where it's at.
Utilizing War Machine.
Is this round? What the hell? I'm doing excellent. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Good mood. No, but seriously, like, you know, those first couple, if it can literally start with us. It does start with leadership, but I'm saying if we're gonna have a double section hangout, then just invite all the Suzas and all the Saxes over the first day of everyone being there. Now already that's gonna blur the lines. Because I'd say if there's any section that, if there's any two sections that couldn't be more different, it's Suzas and Saxes. You get them hanging out, you know, and then suddenly all the sections that are kind of close to them are gonna start hanging out. Like Saxes will hang out. Oh, now clarinets are gonna hang out. Suzas, saxes hang out. Now the clarinets are gonna hang out. Now the baritones are gonna hang out. Now, you know, now you're kind of blurring the line.
Assaulting with War Machine.
Of like what instruments can and cannot and should and shouldn't hang out. Oh my god! Is there any armor on the ground? Please tell me there's armor on the ground.
Utilizing War Machine.
There was one plate.
I got plenty more of that.
I'm gonna die, and I died. Yep.
Efficient son of a bitch. Decoys out.
I'm gonna die again.
War Machine. Decoys live.
Beautiful. I mean, Cold War for you, am I right? Infinite downs. That's Cold War. Oh, there's that armor I needed. It's fine. Motivation comes and goes with zombies, but also very specifically with Cold War. Because Cold War is a rather interesting entry in the franchise. Aren't those megatons still alive? Yeah, where the hell are they? Okay. Ah, shit. Well, that's fine. I want to play some more BO1. Like, I'm really interested in playing Shinonuma on BO1. But also, I want to go for a Rev 255 again soon. I'd have to see when I'm free. I might do a Megas run, but I would really need, like, 30 hours where I'm not doing anything. Verrucht, BO1/3 Verrucht, that's a toughie. I'm still at 30 minutes around. Or sorry, 3 minutes around on round 280. That's Cold War for you.
War machine going out.
One is better, easier runs past mid rounds. I think oh yeah, BO1 Verrucht is much easier to run. Because BO1's physics engine and like zombie engine was designed around those trap strategies. It wasn't, but like it's really fitting for it. Whereas BO3, the way that the zombies hoard up and the way they despawn and respawn is very counterproductive to a trap strat. The only benefit to BO1 is having stamina. Or sorry, BO3, I mean. Thank you. Just what I wanted. I think this game it is harder than ever to pick up power-ups when you need them. Oh, I don't have a third. Oh well.
Decoys out. Fuck! It actually hurt. Now stay dead. Decoy going out.
Infinite downs, because this is Cold War. That's how you do it. $54 downs on round 280. I think I'm currently the worst player in the world to make it to this round. Fucking...
Utilizing war machine.
And I don't get elemental pop for some reason. Not that I need it. The current world record doesn't use it, but I really like having it. It comes in handy.
Exfil opportunity, strike team.
Alright, let's not take another stupid down, because if I ever run out of money, then I'm fucked.
Kinda quiet now, ain't you?
Yeah, I want to play some BO1 Shinonuma because that somebody needs to topple that record. It's probably not going to be me, but somebody's got to do it. That record has been standing for too long, uncontested, with a 46-second per horde strategy. When we know that better strategies that cut that time almost in half exist. Like, I think somebody could hit 215 or even higher on Shinonuma if they just practice enough. But also, it's a lot of restarts. You have to get double tap in the fishing hut. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And on top of that, you have to get WAF early enough. It's not critical that you get it like first box because there's no fire sales, but you have to get it early enough that it doesn't move into fishing hut. Otherwise, you got to restart. And I know like the strategy does technically work without it, or like without keeping fishing hut closed, but it is drastically slower. A world record contender would have to keep it open. Or sorry, keep it closed. It's painful. There's a lot of restarting involved, and unless you use a mod, you don't find out for a long time if your huts are correct, because you have to open all the other huts first.
Keep on coming. I got time.
And that's kind of the toughest part.
Undead asshole neutral. That's it. No one can beat this straight, baby. Prepping war machine. Patient son of a bitch. They're dead.
I mean, the resets aren't too long, but they do build up fast and consume time. Is there not a way to tell if it's double tap machine? There is some way to tell. I don't remember. There might be like a specific way that you shoot where the machine should be, and like you'll see glass shards. It's very similar to one of the ways you can check for dead shot on or dead shot versus stamina up on the giant. Like you shoot where the machine should be in a specific spot, and if the machine is there, if the machine is there, you'll know based on like shards of glass, smoke or sparks. I'm not sure.
Assaulting with
I don't know exactly how it works. I gotta look into it more because it's something I want to get into. And I guess the first time I learned the strat, it wouldn't be a bad thing if I just did the. First time I learn the strat, I can try it with the door open. It would be slower, but I can just learn how to run. If I make it to like, 70 or so, I can restart for perfect everything. You can reset for it without even seeing anything? I thought you have to open all the way to the fishing hut at the very least. And usually, sometimes more than that. But if I am wrong, I definitely need to know that method.
War machine going out. New world record for meatheads.
Hold on. What map are you guys talking about? Yeah, Black Ops 1 Shinonuma. We're talking about how you figure out where double tap is located. Or like if double tap is located in the fishing hut.
Prepping war machine. You all get the idea yet? One less stop. You're welcome.
I hate how that ate my armor. But I like that I made it through the round without having to do an ammo run. Or did I already do an ammo run? I can't remember. Yeah, but still. Restarts are time consuming. I've done plenty of restarts. I spent a lot of time restarting for 6 perks on Revelations. Like not even 5 perks. I restarted for 6 perks. And that wasn't even worth it. Because they say that you can just do a 255 with 4 perks. I'm just going to do a Megas 255 at some point. Once I'm able to comfortably do so without disconnecting, that's when I'll do it.
Drop another zone. Assaulting with war machine. That's it. No one can beat this streak, baby. Get the fuck out of here.
I was running Megas Shinonuma, but game keeps crashing over. Yeah, that's the problem with Megas. Megas is more fun, but you have to be able to play it, you know, not in one sitting, but you have to be lucky. Because disconnects can happen very easily. You know, even right now, I'm not playing online. Because on this game, it's not different online versus offline, except for the fact that Mule Kick is fucking bugged. And it makes this strategy a lot harder, because I would have to do much less ammo runs if I have Mule Kick, because zombies would be dropping ammo. But I can't get Mule Kick. And that's not even because of the design, it's just because it's fucking bugged. Yeah, since I play on console, disconnects are the #1 concern. I can't play with Megas offline. Okay, shit. Go off, brain rot. I see you. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't really have the fun. That's a lie. I have the funds, but like I don't really have the time or patience to make the switch to PC. And more importantly, I don't feel like grinding for all my liquid diviniums, all my levels, like all the stuff that I already have unlocked. and paying for everything again. Yeah, I have the funds, but there's no reason I need to pay for games I already own. Yeah. What is that?
I have them in my office. I forgot to.
I'll take them. Thank you. I got some chips. I'm gonna get some guac. When I take a food break, I might take a guacamole break on 300. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna hit 300 because there's just so many fail-safes in this game. Not only do you have self-revives, but, you know, you also have tier 5 quick revive, you also have decoys and score streaks and or kill streaks, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, if I was on PC to start, I would have stuck with PC, and it might have paid off. But the fact that you know, before I even considered switching to PC, I already had an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 4, and at that point, it's like, you know, I gotta buy so many games again. The only reason I do consider investing in a PC is to get things like Redacted. Because for one, it's impossible for me to hold certain Black Ops 2 records just because I'm on console, and there are severe disadvantages. But also, of course they're going to fix Mule Kick. It's just a question of when. Obviously, it's not intended for it to not be available on local. But also, there's just a number of advantages that make playing the game a lot easier. The fact that you can have offline permaperks so you can't disconnect. Oh, I don't have a war machine. Offline permaperks is a big plus. I don't think a lot of people like realize how helpful it is. But also, just being able to always automatically have a full bank and a weapon lock, you know, cuts out a lot of the restart time.
They can't kill me.
Because for me, on console with Black Ops 2, I have to make a choice. I either play online with my perma-perks, and by the way, perma tombstone is a huge plus that I usually don't have access to, which makes the game drastically harder. Down recovery is significantly harder without perma tombstone. And more importantly, on a map like Buried, you can get infinite revives pretty much with perma tombstone. You get one free quick revive every 5 rounds. But without perma tombstone, that doesn't work nearly as well. I just realized that the nuke actually fills up my ring of fire. So I have to make a choice. I either play online, and I have a severe risk of disconnecting. And by severe risk, I mean I'm lucky if I make it past a day. 2 days is the best I've ever done without disconnecting. Sometimes I'll disconnect within hours. Sometimes I'll disconnect within a session. You know. Or I play offline and I have no perma-perks at all. And I'm just at a severe disadvantage compared to all other players. And I hate having those as my only 2 options. Can you get out of my face, Plaguehound? Please.
Assaulting with War Machine. Welcome to the future.
The difference is big for sure. Yeah, Black Ops 2 is easily the most affected by the console PC split. Not even Black Ops 3, where like on Black Ops 3 you can have offline Mega Gobblegums if you set it up properly. Even that doesn't make as big of a difference. Just because when you do play with Megas, the race to 255 is not as bad. On Black Ops 2, the race to world record is a many hour affair. On Black Ops 3, if you're doing a 255 with Megas, some maps are 40, 50 hours. Revelations is 30 hours with Megas. You can stay connected that long. You can do it. It's not that bad. You know? It's possible. And I had a 4-day long game of Revelations. I was unfortunate that I disconnected on 214, but it's very easily possible to do 255s on online on console. And then BO1 also has the advantage of the box error, or you know, like they both have the box error, but BO1 on console has box lag. Lovely. Zombie that killed me nowhere. From nowhere. I'm gonna die again.
Next exfil window is up.
Yeah. Console just has more lag associated that PC does not. That makes certain records impossible on console. Call of the Dead cannot have a world record on console at all. And, you know, that's why many leaderboards are split, because it's just physically impossible for console Call of the Dead to even hit 91.
Might even be a personal best.
Or 92. What's the record? It's 92, right? Yeah, it's physically impossible on console. And it's sad, too, because, you know, it's just, what can you do? $56 downs. I mean, I'm okay with it. I have access to all these downs, so it's not like I need to play better. All it really does is just make me play slower when I take downs. But again, speed is not an issue because I'm just either gonna error or I'm gonna go all the way to 935 in like 70 hours, maybe less. This is a pretty quick map.
You're welcome. Assaulting with War Machine.
It is still the quickest in Cold War, even including Mauer. So that's good.
There's a whole lot less of you now.
That's the nice thing about consoles, that with PC, I can't really easily play from bed. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. And I have my Twitch stream open on my laptop in my bed.
Burning down. That's my house. That's me. Utilizing War Machine.
At least I'm maintaining my points, because if I take like 3 or 4 downs in a row, that's when I'm just going to lose all my money. lazy days on a console, that is every day. Every time I'm streaming, it's usually from bed. And it's nice. I like this setup. I'm not gonna be able to do it when I go back to school, but I'm probably gonna set it up in my common room. I'll see how frequently I can stream. For one, I've never really tried streaming on the school's Wi-Fi. Can't guarantee that it's gonna be good. You know, and the Wi-Fi is good. It's just like how well will it handle an outgoing Twitch stream. I don't know the upload speed. But two, you know, I am gonna have sweet mates. I can't be talking loud, and I'm gonna be busy. You know, I'm not gonna have the time to invest into streaming multiple hours a day every day. But that's why I'm gonna do something like Dead of the Night, where I can only do where I can do an hour a day for 10 months, and that's fine. I just gotta pray that enough people get vaccinated, we don't get sent into quarantine, and I don't have to move out of my dorm prematurely.
War machine going out.
And we'll just, you know, we'll have to see how lucky we get with that. Because that, you know, is really just a toss-up. I really don't think that we're going back into another lockdown. I think we'll be okay, but anything could happen, and it scares me to see how many people are uninformed.
I'm an efficient son of a bitch. Assaulting with war machine. Prepping war machine.
Oh. Did it just charge me 5,000? No, probably not. Definitely not. Also, I hate the menuing. I've talked about this before, but I hate the menuing in this game. Of like, you have to know where the war machine is. Otherwise, you're just screwed. I don't know what that was, but I hope it wasn't something I want. You either know where the item you're looking for is, or you die. That's what this game comes down to, and I think that's a very flawed system. Like, it should really just exist in more of a wall-buy format. Or, score streak should only be available from the box, because they're way too overpowered.
Utilizing war machine. New world record for meatheads.
When did I get to 287? What the hell? I feel like that was fast. You know, I just realized that, like, how quickly I'm going through these rounds. I'm gonna be at 300 in no time. That was a good dog round. It is possible to have 299 play counts. So that would be cool. I have to say, I am glad that they did fix the round counter. As cool as it was to have that, it wasn't really that cool. But as cool as it was to put on my screen the plus 256, the plus 512, I'm glad that they fixed it because it makes it a lot easier because you guys see the 256 plus. I don't see the 256 plus on my screen. So I have to do fucking math every time I want to figure out what damn round I'm on. Yeah, I like it better now. It's just so much cleaner when you make a functioning round counter that doesn't break if it goes past 255, especially knowing that your round cap is after 935 rounds. It's a very bad look. It's also a bad look to have a round cap of 935, but that's a different debate to be had. Somebody just hit 935 on Firebase C, which I didn't think would happen for at least another couple weeks, just because people are still riding on the Mauer hype. But it did happen. They went 10 rounds past it, too. Played another 10 rounds to test if Orda would exist. And it did not. And 935 is a true cap because the number of zombies per round stays pretty much exactly the same. Oh, they're gonna kill me. They're definitely, yep.
Decoys live. Utilizing
Is this round? Yeah. Scott got it? No, one of the guys from No Thumb's crew, can't remember his name. Scott was hosting him. He didn't actually, it wasn't his record. Yeah, Scott's reasoning was the guy was streaming on YouTube and he wanted to host him, but he can't host him from Twitch to YouTube, so he just streamed his stream and said everyone go sub to him, and I mean, I guess it worked. I ended up subbing to him. Oh, it was Beta Pack-a-Punch. That was his name. Beta Pack-a-Punch hit 935. And you could tell that it was a hard cap because zombies per round didn't increase, and also every round was an exfil round. Meaning the game knew, oh, you completed round 935, you completed round 935, you completed round 935. It knew it shouldn't make you exfil. Or it shouldn't, ooh, let me get ammo now. It knew what it was supposed to do. And that it wasn't supposed to increase past that. Otherwise, it would have said, completed round 940, completed round 945, didn't say that. So it is a true cap.
Assaulting with War Machine. Tango removed. War Machine. Going out.
The cap is annoying because now every single dedicated player is going to hit 935, and it's going to be Black Ops 3 all over again. Once this map starts crashing, this map's going to hit 935. If we're lucky, it'll be me.
Next exfil window is up.
You know, we'll see how many downs I take. 57 downs and not even on round 300. It's going to be Black Ops 3 all over again, and then people are going to be like, well, high rounds suck, because who wants to go for Revelations 255 when 70 other people hold the world record?
Prepping War Machine.
Why?
Efficient. That's me.
Honestly, it's the truth. Who wants to go for 255 when 1 million other people are going to be tied with you? The only fun thing to do is 255 speedruns, but even that isn't a really popular category. They fixed the scoreboard so that it doesn't reset after 65,000 kills. But they didn't fix the salvage reset. If you look at my regular salvage, you'll see I only have 7,000. I actually have like 70,000. But the salvage counter's broken. It resets. And you can tell because it ends in a 4. Nothing costs 6 salvage. It's because it reset at 65536 and then back to 0. Which is kind of annoying, but it actually does keep track internally of how much salvage I really have. If I spent 7,000 salvage, I wouldn't be out. It would go back down to 60,000.
Assaulting with War Machine. Get the fuck out of here.
Thank you for that, Carpenter. Oh my fucking god! You can be touching a power-up and it doesn't give it to you.
Decoys out.
This is Mob of the Dead. 58 downs on round 291.
I ain't even close to done.
But it doesn't matter because I have infinite points. I hate losing half my points every time I go down. I think that's a very bad system. There's no need for that. Because it doesn't, like, the way it exists right now, it doesn't do anything to curb my ability to recover. When you add, like, you know, when they added Tier 5 Quick Revive, this game was fucked. Because even more than the fact that you can buy infinite self-revives, having infinite quick revives on top of that, I have 2 downs for free before I even game over. It drains points enough that it's annoying and not enough that it, like, it makes it impossible to recover. But, like, I hate only having 100,000 points when I'm doing nothing but killing. I should have millions by now. Play count, please. Oh my god. I hate how they just ignore my ray gun shots.
War machine going out. I'm on a hell of a roll.
I also hate how certain things are renamed for no reason. How's it going? That's funny. Welcome to the stream.
Efficient son of a bitch. Efficient. Utilizing war machine.
Let's see, how long will it take me to hit 300? Probably not that long. I mean, I've had some extensive conversations with him. I know how he can be, pretty racist, pretty sexist, pretty derogatory.
Prepping war machine.
But I also know that the thing that we just need to avoid doing is giving him attention. For right now, at least.
This shit from the 90s or something?
My video was funny. You know, and all my videos at the time were meant to try and drive the community in a direction, but can't unite the zombies community, and I'm not really bothered to get back involved in that. Did I just eliminate that megaton? I think that's the quickest I've killed a megaton in a while. Ooh, give me that.
Prepping war machine. Every one of you fuckers are gonna die today.
Oh, I got it. I did not think I was gonna get that.
Can't handle a little heat. Enemy down.
This is the most fun way to do insta-kills by far. How am I doing on War Machine? Oh.
Deadbeat down.
Yeah, I have been like familiar and a part of the high round zombies community since about 2013. And a lot of people don't realize it because I only became a world record holder within the past year to 2 years, like a world record contender and a world record holder. But I've seen all the drama since way back when, you know. So I knew all about him back then. A lot of those people that you're probably referring to most of them aren't playing zombies anymore, but I would probably know almost all the names that you bring up.
Dance, you miserable fucking bastards.
Nice. Extra Molotov. And I mean, you know what's interesting is that, like, I saw this recently, and I don't know what to make of it, but he changed his Twitch account to a different name and was going into people's streams and saying things along the lines of, like, oh, now that Wings is gone, are you going to go back to ZWR? And I find that, you know, very bizarre that he would even suggest that he is gone when I'm guessing he's definitely not. I mean, 5 and 5 and Frenzy are still somewhat around. 5 and 5 is very much still playing zombies. Frenzy pops in and out, time and you know, every once in a while. He did play Cold War, but after the launch of Maschine, after a few days, he stopped playing. But he still pops into people's streams and things like that. I should not say it, but he is there. Like, what, still part of ZWR? Yeah, and I found it strange that, you know, he's going on a quote-unquote alt and asking people, oh, what are you going to do now that he's gone? Like, why are you trying to rile people up? I don't understand. I saw him go into Scott's stream. And Scott was wise. Like, he saw this random guy come in and go, oh, what are you going to do now that Wings is gone? And Scott was like, yeah, you could be Wings.
Utilizing War Machine.
And Scott didn't think anything of it at the time, but it was him. Oh, I know Dareson's still around. I know he is. If he wasn't around, this would be bigger news. This would be, if it was confirmed that he actually gave up the site, people would be talking about it. Because I think most people don't really have a problem with a site. They just have a problem with him. You know. It doesn't really have to do with the website itself. Oh, I don't have a War Machine. God damn it.
That's a kill.
But from what I saw, he, you know, after back in, what was it, April? I don't remember. when my videos were big and when that whole thing was going on,
That was fucking funny.
he had a new staff team. Like so he replaced Zio and Exo Berlin with a new staff team. Then a couple weeks after that, he replaced them with a new staff team. He replaced them another time. He replaced them another time. I just stopped bothering to care about what was going on at that point. But you know, the only if he was really gone, you would think there would be announcements from that staff team saying like, "Listen, he's gone. Here's the proof," because they know that people don't trust the site. There are a lot of people still using it, but they know that their site now has a really bad reputation, and they're going to do anything they can to try and distance themselves from him. Problem is, they can't do that if he's still there, and they're not going to try and do that if he's still there if they don't have proof, because people are going to call them out on their bullshit, and that's why I believe he's still there. And do I think anything interesting is going to happen in the near future? Probably not. I can tell you that the site logs IPs. I can tell you that I have no evidence that they do anything with those IPs, but they do log them, which is something that I think people were suspicious of or concerned about, and I can confirm it's true. I cannot confirm that they do anything with it, and I have no reason to believe that they do anything with it. But am I going to be using the site? No, not really. Like, or I'll clarify this. Am I going to be submitting my own records to the site? Definitely not for a long time. He deleted a lot of his social media. After the videos that I made, he deleted a lot of his social media, including his Discord. And then he made some new ones, but I have no reason to believe he's back on Twitter. I do have his new Discord if you're interested in having that, but that's why a VPN is best for going to CWR. He said on the live stream I did with him, he said, "Oh yeah, when I log into CWR, I use a VPN." And one of the viewers asked, "Why do you use a VPN for your own website? Why are you concerned? You know, that's weird. You should not be telling." That'd be like if Google said, "Yeah, we recommend you use a VPN when you use Google." It's not an exact comparison, but like, you know, it's a big website saying, "Yeah, you should use a VPN when you're on our site." That's sus. Or if the head of Microsoft was like, "Yeah, I only go on Microsoft.com with a VPN."
Assaulting with War Machine. Your shit.
I'll TM you his Discord name. How do I find the numbers afterwards? It was a shit show. I mean, I don't know why I expected better, but I did expect. Oh, copy ID. Hold on. I have his Discord ID. I'm trying to find the 4 numbers after the hashtag. Yeah. The whole thing with him and Greg really annoyed me because, you know, you could tell that he was just trying to rile him up. And that, more importantly, he didn't even see why it was wrong. There we go. I found it. All right, I'm gonna DM you. Did you receive it?
It's the clip, jack shit.
What am I doing? Armor. What round am I on? 295? Fucking hell. People don't have a problem with the leaderboard site as it exists. They just have a problem with the owner. And, you know, you're not going to gain trust from the community back until you can prove that he's gone. And if they could prove that he's gone, they would do it in a heartbeat. The problem is, they can't prove that he's gone because he's not gone. And I think he knows that if he cared about the community, it would be the right thing to do for him to give it up. Or at least to sell it. But for the amount he's asking for, nobody has the funds.
War machine.
Exactly.
I got plenty more with that camera.
It was very interesting talking with him, but you know, I'll say it was a fun experience having the entire zombies community in my stream. A 100 concurrent viewers, including, you know, Steve, Scotty,
There's an exfil window available.
all these big name people. So that's all I feel like I really got out of it. Literally, Greg comes in and says, "You called me a mouth breather on Twitter. I want an apology because that was rude." And his response was, "Yeah, but you know, let's talk about the science of mouth breathing." As if that was,
War machine.
you know, as if he could justify it by saying, "Oh, well, you know, here's statistics and And then when I also brought up the messages between him and the gamer Cherry,
War machine.
where he goes into her chat and was like, "Oh, you know, like used a euphemism for rubbing her pussy," and he got really pissed at me for one, bringing it up, and two, talking about it in my video as if it was completely irrelevant. And you know, when he was, after I made the video, he was messaging me. He's like, "Yeah, you had no right to use that." And I was like, "I had every right to use it." He goes, "No, that wasn't the topic of the video." And I was like, "Yes, it was." Who said you decide the topic of the video? I decide the topic of the video. It's my video. Yep. And that was kind of on me, because I was doing a good job of checking the messages on my phone before showing them on screen, and then I fucked up. And then I accidentally opened it without checking. It was completely on me. God damn it. Is that armor? Yes, it is. God, did I pick it up? Nope. Oh, I love Cold War.
Prepping war machine.
I mean, you know, you realize after a certain point that the best remedy is to just pay no mind and just to not give him attention. But then the problem with that is that it doesn't change the fact that he's still the owner of ZWR. And that's really the number one concern that the community has is, well, this asshole runs the #1 leaderboard site for the entire community, and it is confirmed that he logs IPs. That is not what you want. 297 dogs, okay. 9-rounder. Especially when he has a suspected history of doxing people. Alright, let's hit 300. Get my first 300 on Cold War. Not my first 300 ever, weirdly enough, because of a certain Black Ops 4 map.
Strength in numbers. Don't think so. Bitchin' son of a bitch.
Which that actually is kind of weird, because Black Ops 4 is the only other game where anyone would even be able to hit 300, and only a handful of people in the world have hit 300 on Black Ops 4.
Assaulting with war machine.
I think there's maybe 10 or probably 15 people ever that have hit 300 on any Black Ops 4 map. Maybe closer to 20. It depends. I don't know how many 300s there are on tag. And only 3 people have hit 400.
Bitchin' son of a bitch.
Oh, I don't have
Undead asshole.
a war machine. But I find that unique, the nature of how zombies evolves. Well, I guess World at War is also an exception. How World at War, the average round is in the thousands. And then you get to Black Ops 1, and most people have, you know, the best players have 200s, average players have 100s. Black Ops 2 is pretty much the same thing across the board. Sometimes less because of survival maps. But then you get Black Ops 3 and everyone and their mother has a 255. Then you get Black Ops 4 and it's like, well, you know, the best players have 300, sometimes 400. The average players are hitting 200, 300. And this game, 300 takes me the better part of like 10 hours. Actually, how long has it been? Because the 1 to 200 took me 5 hours, and I streamed for another 3. Yes, yeah, slightly less than 10 hours to 300. Isn't that bizarre? I would kill for Black Ops 4 to have a slightly less than 10-hour 300 time. Honestly. If that were the case, we would have hit round cap 100 times over. And I would have had a Dead of the Night world record with round cap. $2.99.
Pile 'em high. Well, I'm an efficient son of a bitch. Drop another zombie. Efficient. There's me. Assaulting with War Machine. Wasted. Moaning shitbag KIA.
Insta-kills with this method is so much fun.
Efficient son of a bitch. Utilizing War Machine. That's me.
What is that? Double points.
Can't confirm. Efficient son of a bitch.
Nice. How we doing? Who's lurking? Coleman's back. Draven's here. Disco Crows is here. Could this be a world record run? Quite possibly. I just gotta see if I have the time in the next 10 days to commit to however long the rest of this game takes.
Efficient. That's me.
But it very well could be a world record run. We'll have to see. And, you know, I have to get lucky too. I have to not crash. $300. All right, let's get a picture for the snap. That's my first 300 on D Machine. Save it. Send it. What's the world record? I think 534 by 2 people. Aslan is one of them, and I forget the other one. 534 was gotten twice. I don't know if anyone's beaten it because a bunch of people are trying. Even Aslan himself tried again, but I don't know where he's at. Hold on. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I just saw my dad watching Rick and Morty. He says he doesn't like it, but I'm going to turn him onto it. I'm going to play for a little less than an hour more. So I'll see how far that takes me. It might be another 20-something rounds. But goddamn, that 300 in the corner looks really cool. Not gonna lie. That feels about not as cool, but about as cool as the first time I hit 200 on tag. Oh, what the fuck? Where did that plague hound even come from?
Throw a decoy. Prepping war machine.
Oh my god.
Decoys out. This is my comfort zone.
First time I hit 200 on tagged or toten, that was my first 200 ever. So it was a good feeling. But this also feels pretty cool. That's a nice even, fresh number. 300, you know. But it's not my first 300. It is not my first 300, but it's my first time seeing the number 300. Because the last time I saw 300, it was a 44 plus 256. So maybe once I hit 400, that'll feel really cool too.
Assaulting with War Machine.
But I'll have to play all the way to 400. That's the tough part.
War Machine going out. Utilizing War Machine. I got plenty more with that. That was fucking funny.
Tag still available.
Ah. I wonder if any of the zombies are dropping the black hole device. I feel like I haven't seen it floating around. But I also don't really know what it looks like when it's on the ground. It would be a lot easier to spot if they just brought back the Gersh device instead of renaming it, and it's literally identical to a Gersh device, but they gave it a new name for no reason. Actually, maybe there is a reason. I think that reason would possibly be because, like, since this is technically a new universe, Gersh isn't the one that invented it. Does that make sense?
Utilizing War Machine. You dead, dumbass. This is what I do all day, every
Because it'd be weird if they named something after Gersh, who doesn't exist in this universe, and only one person would theoretically have memory of him, but she doesn't have any of her memories. That's Maxis, of course. So it'd be weird if the Gersh device were in the game. It makes sense in my head. You know what, I'm gonna get more armor. Why not? Personally, I stopped really playing zombies much after Black Ops 3, and my nostalgia for the BO1 days led me to hate changes in aesthetics. Yeah, I can understand. And Black Ops 3 definitely feels a lot different than BO1, BO2. BO1, BO2 just had a style in how you played high rounds and how you played where it's like horde kill repeat strategies and things like that, where you hoard him up, you kill him with a trap, or you kill him with a wonder weapon. And I think that Treyarch thought the style was repetitive because every Black Ops 1 map and a lot of the Black Ops 2 maps, not nearly as much on Black Ops 2, but like every, you know, all these maps revolved around, all right, get the zombies in a clump, shoot them with only your wonder weapon, or get the zombies in a clump and kill them with a trap. But, you know, identical concepts. And that's what they wanted to try and get rid of a bit with Black Ops 3. They wanted to revolve the meta so it was less about just killing 24 at a time and more dynamic, and that's why they did things like AATs. And it plays a lot differently. I think Black Ops 3 can also be repetitive because of the fact that Deadwire just dominates every single map. But I personally find Black Ops 3 enjoyable. And I actually like the aesthetic upgrades. Like, it's definitely more high definition because they have access to the next gen consoles and things like that. Black Ops 4, I didn't like a lot of the new systems they added. I hate that every weapon is now able to kill zombies forever, rather than how it used to be in BO1, 2, and 3, where you needed special weapons. But a lot of people don't realize that Black Ops 4 actually did revert a little bit more to the Black Ops 1 style, where some maps are actually horde kill repeat. There are definitely more camping maps and there's more healing and salvo, but like it has more of a unique style. Black Ops 3 suffers from every single map is basically a variation of a Deadwire strat, whereas Black Ops 4 actually has almost completely unique strats for every single map. Voyage, 9, you know, Dead of the Night, Ancient Evil all play completely differently. And then there's Cold War, where I am still currently less than 10 hours game time, and you can see what round I'm on. What round am I going for? World record, or as far as I can go. Whichever happens first. Or last. I don't know.
Utilizing War Machine.
Jeez, that was a lot of brain rot. What's the world record? Currently 534, but that is constantly changing because there are like 100 people that are world record contenders for this map. So it could very well increase by the time I get there. Like I might get to 534 and it's not the world record. Partially because I'm playing a lot less than other people are. Yeah, I made that command when I had no idea what the world record is, because like literally the world record is constantly increasing. When I started this game, the world record was in the 400s, and then it got to 500, and then another person got 534, and another person got 534. And those two players are still going at it, playing much faster than I am. Not much faster, a little bit faster, but they have more time to dedicate. Like Aslan, one of the people who has 534, he did a 24-hour stream, so he got 534 within that stream, you know, in less than a day. Whereas I've been playing 5 hours max per day, sometimes less, so I can only get so far in a given time period. Get the 935. That's the plan. We'll have to see. I have 10 days until I move into college, and I don't know if I have enough time to commit. Would you say Cold War made high rounds much more accessible? They made them too accessible, in my opinion. That's what I think. And that's like a hot... It is a bit of a hot take, but I'm not the only one that thinks that. Because now getting 255 on this game is about as much effort as it did to get 100 on other games. And most people are seeing, you know, world records in the 500s. Like, D-Machine currently has the lowest world record. D-Machine's record is in the 500s. Maurer Toten is in the 800s. And Firebase C has round 935. And 935 is the round cap. And in my opinion, 935 takes about as much skill and about as much effort as certain 255s did on Black Ops 3. Give or take, you know, because 120 hours is a long time, and that's how long the 935 took on Firebase C. But Firebase C is the slowest of the 3 maps. And if you think about it, Verrückt 255 on Black Ops 3 took a similar amount of time. How many downs have you had? Excellent question. Let's just say I have a bunch. Too much to be concerned with. And I'm about to have another one. Can I please get out of this fucking corner? Oh, God. Yeah, don't worry about downs. It's too... to me, high rounds are too accessible on this map. Just because I don't think that anyone should be able to get to 100. I think that 100 should take a little bit of effort. But on this game, literally anyone can get to 100. And yeah, world records still take effort. They still take time, but... You know, look at me and look what weapon I'm using and look how easily I'm doing this. And more importantly, I'm on round 300 and this round is going to be less than 4 minutes. Yeah, downs on this map matter even less than downs on Mob of the Dead. They don't matter. But I was mentioning this in my last stream. If you think about it, Mob of the Dead technically does have a down cap. For one, you can't have more than 3 downs in a given round, assuming you have 3 afterlives. Or on average, you can't take more than 1 down per round. But if you think about how many afterlives you can hold, and you know how many you gain, the most amount of downs that you could take really is 258, which is, like I said, is more than 1 down per round. When you go to only 233 or something. But it's not infinite. This game, the downs are completely infinite. I can keep downing. I can hit down reset and still not die. I might hit 65,536 downs. And then I would go back to 0 downs. And then it would count as the flawless world record. That is how you cheat the system. You just show the leaderboards at the end of the game, like, yeah, I have 0 downs, when really you have 65,536 downs. But I think, you know, if you want to decrease the difficulty a little bit, that's fine, but I think they just decreased it too much. The 2 biggest changes I would make is make it, you know, make the zombies have infinite health and make it so that the zombies per round is the same as it was in previous games. And I think that the way that you can balance it is buff it so that certain things like the DIE Shockwave should be able to... Oh, I don't have a War Machine. The DIE Shockwave should be able to insta-kill on any round. Both the left trigger and the right trigger should be able to insta-kill. How does the zombies ranking system work? It's the same as multiplayer. The more you play, the more levels you get. One thing that began to turn me off from pursuing higher rounds was in BO3 for how many things you had to know how to do. Oh, yeah. That's, you know, And it does depend on the map. Like, a map like the Giant probably takes about as much setup as Doris does, honestly. But the Giant is kind of the outlier, not the average. When you look at Shadows of Evil, Shadows of Evil, DE, Zetsubo, Gorod, Revelations. Revelations takes the least setup knowledge of the 5. But Shadows of Evil is a carbon copy of Mob of the Dead in how much setup you have to do. Horizon is a carbon copy of Origins in how much setup you have to do. Building, you don't build all 4 stabs, you don't build all 4 bows, but you have to know how to do all that. Zetsubo is like where they outdid themselves, where they overdid themselves, and it requires too much setup that most casual players don't bother, including myself. I don't like that map, because I played a run a couple months ago. I got to round 53 and I wasn't done with the setup. And I got 1 hit by a Thrasher. Gorod Krovi takes even more setup than Zetsubo, and that's because on that game, what's it called? On Gorod Krovi, you have to complete the entire Easter egg to have a high round game, pretty much. And yeah, I know that in theory you don't, and there are certain players, cough, cough, dab will hug me, that are able to play without doing the Easter egg, but again, those are the exceptions, they're not the rule. But Revelations actually has the least setup, because Revelations, it's very Black Ops 1-esque in how you set up on Revelations. There are 4 power switches. There are the 4 corruption engines, but that translates to there are 4 power switches, each one corresponding to a section of the map. You turn on the 4 power switches, and then you get to go inside the Apothecon, and Pack-a-Punch is in there. And it has the easiest Pack-a-Punch opening in all of Black Ops 3, I think. Honestly, I would venture to say even more so than the Giant. Whereas Shadows of Evil is the hardest by far, because you have to know how to do all the rituals. And also, besides Horizon though, oh yeah, but is it like BO3 where you go through 10 prestiges then enter Prestige Master? No, not quite. With every new season, they add more prestige levels. I did miss your comment, I'm sorry, but that's the answer. With every new season, they add more prestige levels. So, like, once they stop supporting the game, that's when you can hit max rank. But technically, nobody can hit max rank because they'll add more levels in the next season. Back when the DIE Shockwave was the primary strat, this map had a real easy setup, get 2 weapons and shoot things. That's what this still is. You just get the ray gun, and my other weapon is the weapon I spawned in with. Except it's annoying because you have to upgrade everything like 8 times. The ray gun I had to get out of the box, and I was lucky that I got it first hit, which never happens. Never, never, never happens. But then I have to Pack-a-Punch it 3 times, not just once, and then this weapon I have to Pack-a-Punch 3 times, and add an ammo mod, and upgrade the tier 5 times with salvage, not points. So it feels easy, but really there's a lot to it. But when we talk about Revelations, it has the easiest setup. It's very Black Ops 1-esque. You turn on the power with 4 power switches, then Pack-a-Punch is automatically available to you. And you get the wonder weapons out of the box. And there's really 3 of them. There's 2 primary weapons and 1 specialist weapon. And they're all just ripped right out of the box. Very Black Ops 1-esque. And I think that's something I really like about Revelations. A lot of people don't like Revelations because they're like, oh, it's just a bad remake. And I'm like, no. It served its purpose. Revelations does exactly what Revelations needed to do. And it's a fun, easy map. What was the wonder weapon on this map? On this map, it's the DIE Shockwave, which is kind of like a better jet gun. The left trigger will suck zombies in, and when you suck zombies in, it will like recharge the ammo. And then the right trigger will blow out like a kind of like an electric blast type thing. And it only holds 4 shots, but like I said, you recharge it by sucking zombies in.
Assaulting with War Machine. Kinda quiet now, ain't you?
But it used to be better. Now it's not that good because they increased the health of the zombies and didn't increase the damage of that weapon. So now people don't use it. And also, it looks and feels very similar to the jet gun in pretty much all ways, including the ways that it crashes your game. But yeah, I got it first hit. And also, like I said, the very important thing to take away with this game is you have infinite downs. Oh, I don't have any... Doesn't that weapon also make you error? Yeah, the jet gun makes you crash, and so does the DIE Shockwave. Both from sucking zombies. Oh, are you talking about the ray gun? The ray gun doesn't make you crash. Only the Shockwave. And part of the reason why in my previous games I did crash so early was because I was using Shockwave only.
War Machine.
But yeah, like I was saying, Revelations has the easiest setup because you just 4 power switches. That's how you turn on the power and how you open Pack-a-Punch, and you get the wonder weapons out of the box, and that's it. There's really no other setup. The only additional setup is building the shields, and that's just 3 parts. That's all you have to know. He's still alive? What? Shockwave strat is not as viable anymore. Just because of the nature of the new patch. Because now the blast of the Shockwave, the right trigger shot, does not do infinite damage. Or, like, does not kill zombies as easily as it should be. I'm gonna die. I'm 100% gonna die. Because this Megaton is too close for comfort.
Throw a decoy. Fucking touch.
Oh, Jesus. That was a nice strat with the decoy. Have you played Mauer? I have played Mauer, and I actually really enjoy it. It is, right now, my favorite map in this game. It is a lot of fun. Wait, the new map? Yeah, the new map, surprisingly, is actually fun, and it's easily the best map in this game. And it's like to the point where I'm like, damn, they proved me wrong. I thought that this game was fucked. This makes me think it has a chance. You know. And that, like, alright, Treyarch actually does know how to design a decent map, even for this shitty game system. And it came out on my birthday, so that's how you know it was good.
Utilizing War Machine.
This is the first time ever that a Zombies map has released on my birthday. I've had Zombies maps released very close to my birthday, but never on it. Yeah, Firebase is still the worst map so far. It's growing on me a little bit, weirdly enough, but I still find it pretty boring.
War Machine.
But also, Outbreak is like a joke. Especially when compared to Firebase. It's been out for 3 weeks, almost. A little, well, my birthday was a little more than 2 weeks ago. So, 2 weeks. Two and a half weeks.
Bye-bye, bitches.
What the hell?
Smells like burnt shit. That was fucking funny. Utilizing War Machine. Get back, KIA.
What maps is the new one most similar? You can train on it. The best strategy is not to train. You can train on every map in Cold War, and I think that's the one thing that a lot of casual players like about it, is that Cold War is designed in such a way that pretty much any strategy is viable. Like, you can, on all 3 maps, you can train, you can camp, you can, you do both, you can spam score streaks, you can use Wonder Weapon, you can use regular weapon, like, everything's viable. And you really could get a world record with any strategy, in theory. What previous maps is it most similar to? I think Gorod Krovi it is most similar to. Simply because the best strategy, like, because Gorod Krovi you can train, you know, and use... On Gorod Krovi you can train, but the best strategy is to camp down in the bunker with a door closed, and there are 3 main spawns. There's the one on the left, there's the one in the back, and there's the door on the right. And you kind of like somewhat train around, but also somewhat camp. Because sometimes you spend camping, spamming something, and sometimes you spend training them up using AATs. And also there's a variant of the ray gun. This map, like Mauer der Toten, I compared to Gorod Krovi because the layout is basically the same. There's a door behind you that's closed, and there's 3 main spawns. One on the right, one in the back, one on the left. And you spend a lot of time kind of hoarding them up, but also sometimes you're camping and spamming. And you kind of switch. And more importantly, Manglers return on the map from Gorod Krovi. But there's also some other special enemies like the Krasny Soldat, the Disciple, and you know, as far as they act, they're very similar to like Valkyrie drones, things like that. Training gets tough towards 40 though. What's the best variation of the new Wonder Weapon? The base one. And there's a new Wonder Weapon which is similar to a ray gun. It is not a ray gun variation like the ray gun Mark III was, but it is similar and it feels like one. So yeah, I would say it feels most similar to Gorod Krovi, just like how it plays, how you're kind of running, kind of not, and you're making it work.
That's me.
But the base variation is the best, and also it is one of those Wonder Weapons that has 4 variations. except it is by far the easiest to upgrade and switch between the variations. And I love that they added more versions of the weapon without making it so you have to do stupid quests.
Mobile meat pile fresh. Kill. Get the fuck out.
That's probably my favorite thing about that weapon. Because basically the way you upgrade it to the other versions of itself is you kill a zombie with the weapon and it has a 20% chance of dropping a variation. And you just pick it up. And when you run out of ammo on the variation, you go back to the base version. That's it. And I know it sounds crazy, but I just think that's so well designed. Because like imagine if Horizon was like that. Horizon would be so OP if it was like that. Like, you are given the Wrath of the Ancients, and zombies have a 20% chance to drop one of the 4 bows. That would be awesome. No quest involved. That's it. Yeah, it is a ton of fun. I find the strategy and just like everything about it to be the most enjoyable in the game. And it is very Gorod Krovi, like I said.
War machine going out. Burn it down. That's my house.
I'm hoping that max ammo prevents me from having to do an ammo run this round. The Ray K is not intuitive. I agree with that. The Ray K is very counterintuitive, just because it only, like, it warns you as soon as you pick it up, like, hey, this is how you switch it, but there is no indicator on screen for how to switch the Ray K type. Like if you compare it to the wave gun, there is on your D-pad indicator a thing that says left D-pad is switch wave gun to zap guns and vice versa. But there is no such indicator at all for the Ray K. I didn't even know that there was a second like firing type for a long time. And it's just very clunky. It takes forever to switch between the two, and you have to combine them. Compared to the Ray Gun Mark III, where your left trigger and right trigger very easily combine. And it's not much of a hassle to switch between the two. I'm gonna die. I died. Don't tell me this is round. No, it's definitely not round. But yeah, Ray K is not a fun weapon to use. I don't enjoy it. I think it's clunky. I think it's poorly designed, and I think that there should be a HUD indicator at the very least. How did I revive myself? Tier 5 Quick Revive. If you upgrade Quick Revive to Tier 5, then killing a zombie while downed revives you, and you keep your self-revive. And if that sounds OP, that's because it is. It's so busted. And I don't really have to use self, because not only that, when I get up, I can just buy back Quick Revive right behind me. And I still have my self-revive, so even if even if shit hits the fan twice in a row, then I have a way to save myself.
War Machine. That's it. You beat this streak, baby.
Is the ray gun on Mauer? The ray gun is on Mauer. But even so, most people don't use the ray gun, they just use the new wonder weapon, the Cerberus. I always get the ray gun because you can use the ray gun to revive yourself with tier 5 quick revive. Same way that I'm doing in this game.
Molotov going out. One less zombie. You're welcome. Molotov out. They're dead. Prepping War Machine. That was fucking funny. Well, I'm an efficient son of a bitch. War Machine going out. Get back, KIA.
DIE is such a shitty wonder weapon, but it's the best during insta-kill. Exactly, and that's the only time you really need to use it. But even so, you saw what I did during that insta-kill. That way of doing it is easier and it's more fun. And it doesn't cause errors, which the DIE does. I just wish that there were a closer armor station on this map. I hate that there's only one armor station. Because that's what makes this map so tough. Also, another point about, like, how easy Cold War is. The other day I was playing with my friend Noah, who, like, he's getting better at zombies. He's still not great. When he started really getting into it a few months ago, and his best was like 6 on Shadows of Evil, you know, and I had to carry him and kind of coach him through it, and, you know. But he's slowly getting more into it. He's been practicing for months and months. He's now at the point where he can get like 30 on D Machine without dying. And the other day, he and I were playing, and he said, I want to try the new map. I haven't played Mauer yet. And I was like, all right, let's play. And I carried him all the way to around 60. And the only reason we died is because my game glitched out. And it did not let me use my specialist at all. I tried the Aether canister. I also tried dropping the Aether canister and using my normal specialist. Neither one worked. And because I was now at a severe disadvantage with no specialist and only a Cerberus, no ray gun, I ended up dying. But I carried him all the way to 60, and you know, that's one sign of how easy this game is. It could also be a sign that I'm just that good, but it is easy.
Utilizing War Machine.
Maybe it's a testament to how overpowered the field upgrades are. Because, yeah, this game is easy, but I'm also planning on carrying other people to other rounds in the near future. Like, I think I'm going to carry my roommate to a world record on Tag or Totem. I'm assuming he's still here, right? Coleman, are you down for that? If your first time ever playing Call of Duty Zombies, you get carried to a world record? And, like, not even just a world record, but, like, a monumental world record. Like, the first co-op 255 plus ever. or you know, higher than 255, because a co-op 255 has happened.
Exfil window expired.
I don't know if it's just that easy or if I'm just that good. I think it's both. And it very well could be both. But I do think it's easy. I think part of it might have to do with the fact that, like, with every new game that comes out, I am, one, more experienced, and two, older. You know, I've said this before. When Black Ops 1 came out, I was 10. So it's not like I was really able to go for any world records. That wasn't what I was interested in. I didn't really know that was a thing I could do. And because of that, I was very bad at Black Ops 1. And it takes me a while to unlearn bad habits I used to have as a 10-year-old playing zombies with his friends. But as each game comes out, with Black Ops 2, yeah, I was 12, so I still wasn't good. But now I had 2 years of playing zombies under my belt. With Black Ops... And I was slowly getting better. With Black Ops 3, I now had 5 years of playing zombies under my belt. With Black Ops 4, I had 8 years. This game, I have 10 years. You know? So with each subsequent game, I get better as they come. I'm gonna stop for the night on round 315. Alright, how does that sound? I will stop on 315.
That was fucking funny.
That's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm going to watch a movie with my friends, so I don't want to be streaming any longer. 3:15 should take me another 10 minutes or so, maybe less. You know. And now, like I said, with every subsequent map, I have more experience and I'm just older. Mauer der Toten just came out and I was 21 years old. To that day, because it was my birthday. And as a 21-year-old, you just have more, like, logic skills, you have more motor skills, you have more critical thinking skills than you do when you're 10 and you're playing Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. So it's just a different... Are you 20 as well? I was 20 until 2 weeks ago. I turned 21 the day Mauer der Toten released. Congrats on being able to drink. Thank you. Surprisingly enough, I still have not had my first legal drink. And I mean, I've been drinking for a few years now, 4 or 5 years, but I still have not had more like 4 years. I know 5 years. Started when I was 16. But I haven't had my first legal drink, and the reason for that is because I'm trying to find a good excuse to. And you might be asking, oh, why wasn't my birthday an excuse? On the day of my birthday, I went out to lunch with my parents, spent the whole afternoon playing Mauer der Toten, and spent the whole evening hanging out with college friends, and we were just, you know, at home doing whatever. And the birthday celebrations really happened the following weekend. I went to Atlantic City. And that was my big birthday bash. But I wasn't going to bars or anything. I was gambling. I really wanted to go, you know, play at the tables, have some fun there. So that was what I did. And because I was gambling, you need to have a clear mind, so you can't be drinking. And I spent so much time in the casino that I just never had a drink. And then I got back and I was like, all right, well, you know, now I got to go back to work. I didn't really have an excuse to drink. I went to my brother hosted a party for some of his friends, but it wasn't really people I knew. They were a lot younger than me, and I didn't want to drink because I had to take care of a bunch of drunk 15, 16-year-olds. It wasn't that fun. And I had work the next day, early the next day. So I have not had my legal drink, and I don't know when I will do that. Maybe when I go back to school. But even then, when I go back to school, I'm doing other things. I don't have a reason to. What are you studying? I'm studying music. Music performance. And, you know, I go back in 10 days. Once I go back, I'm going to be busy. I have performances almost every weekend, rehearsals every night. And when I'm not doing that, I'm hanging out with my friends. And when I'm not doing that, I'm working.
War machine going out. I got plenty more with that kid.
I hate how picking up power-ups from there is like just instant death.
EKIA. Decoys left.
That Shatter Blast kind of saved me. You must be going to get a very good school in that case for that pursuit. I am. The school, I'm not going to reveal it here. It is pretty public information if you follow me on Instagram, but I'm not going to say it on stream. But the school that I go to has a small program just because, like, where we go, we don't have music ed, and that is always the most popular specialty of music to study. Because they're like, oh, you know, music ed has the most secure jobs. But our grad program is one of the best in the country. So being a music major in this program, I have a lot of access to really, really talented musicians, you know, worldwide best musicians ever. Best musicians in the world. And I have very close access, a lot of individual attention, and it's great. And for everything I've wanted to get out of it, it's been perfect. Studying political science and public policy with a minor in econ and sociology. Nice. What do you plan to do? Like, what do you want to do career-wise?
Burn it down. That's my house. I'm an efficient son of a bitch. Utilizing war machine. Get the fuck out of here. Double points.
Alright, one more round. I said I was going to get off at... Oh. Okay, well, I'm getting off. I said I was going to get off at 3:15. I'm going to stick to that. That is a turned Plague Hound. And because it is a turned Plague Hound, nothing's going to drop a max ammo. Lovely. If life were ideal, if the ratio of adjunct to tenured professors in the US was not 75. 25, then I'd enter academia and become a professor. That's awesome. That's what I'm possibly thinking about doing. I'm primarily focused on performance, but academia is, a more secure way to get a job. I'm not interested in teaching in public school, like elementary through high school. I don't really want to do that. But the nice thing about academia is that I can end up getting students that are very similar to me, that have the same passions as me. And that is what I would really like to do, is I'd like to meet younger people who have similar dreams as me and guide them. But still, I want to perform. That's the dream. The performing, career field in the past year has not been ideal. Many performers are still unemployed or barely making ends meet because for music it's a much safer bet than performance when we talk about music. And especially with the amount of schools, with the amount of public schools that are cutting music education and the amount of colleges that are adding music education or, growing their music programs, music in academia is better than it almost ever has been, especially because there's less competition. And if anything, what I can try and work towards is getting more schools to develop their music programs to be bigger rather than cut it. You can and research and prove and show that perhaps in contrast to performance. Yeah, I mean, every performer on Broadway is still unemployed. They're not going back till September. I'm not worried about finding a job, though. At the very least, I know music isn't going to happen immediately, but I do have my way of bridging into it, and that is what I do right now. The job I currently work is I teach lifeguarding and CPR for the Red Cross. And, they pay me very well, but also they were like, yeah, when you graduate, we'll give you a full-time job. And I can always have that so that right after I graduate, I have a job, I can move out. I'm not, sitting saying, oh, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I have something to fall back on, and then I can make the music happen. Anyway, I am going to get off now. I said I was stopping at 3:15. I'm going to stop now because I'm going to go watch a movie with my friends. But thank you for watching. I enjoyed our discussion today about wings and about academia and all that. I might stream tomorrow morning, depending on how I feel. r/professors, but I'll definitely be streaming Wednesday if not. I gotta look into r/professors. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.